Hey water signs, Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those of you cross-watching, welcome to your Tarot Love Messages. So today we're going to take a look at and see why is that they ghosted you, okay? So we'll go ahead and see why do they maybe stop all of a sudden really, abruptly stop talking to you, or why did they pull away? Why did you never really hear back from them? So we'll see what's going on with your person and their energy here. It is going to be a general reading, guys, so please just keep that in mind. If you're after a personalized tarot reading with myself, please feel free to reach out and inquire. I will list my email address below the video here. Bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so with your person's energy, it feels like the reason why they've pulled away, or the reason why they've ghosted you, it feels like they were avoiding here having that conversation. This is something that I feel like they've been giving a lot of thought. So it may not, maybe it hasn't been the first time that you suddenly stopped hearing from your person, or that they've just suddenly and very abruptly pulled away. They stopped communicating, or they stopped responding. So it may not have been the first time here. It may also not be the last time here as well, guys. But it does feel like the reason why they've pulled away here is because they, instead of confronting the issues at hand here, instead of opening up and telling you, what's really going on with them, they decided to just pull away. Okay, because in doing so, in ghosting you, or in just, distancing themselves very abruptly here, it doesn't necessarily close the door on this chapter. Not really, okay? So for them, it was a way of leaving the door slightly ajar. Therefore, in the future, if they do ever want to come back and revisit the situation or revisit things with you, that door will be slightly open, ajar for them to do so. Your person they're coming up as someone who they're driven by fear, anxieties and insecurities, and they may have commitment issues. I don't know that your person is ready to settle down. I don't know that they're ready for commitment here. They may not have grown up in a very stable or loving household. They may not have known a lot of stability in their life. Even with their previous relationships or the previous romantic connections, it feels like they might have lacked stability there. And maybe in their mind, they purposely seek and attract partnerships and relationships and certain energies in which feel somewhat unstable, or they purposely attract situations in which they know they could jeopardize those situations. They could turn it around for themselves here. Okay, but it definitely feels like with your person's energy here, it's some sort of conversation here. I feel like, especially the last time that you had a conversation here, something was said which I feel like it didn't make them feel uncomfortable, but instead of openly telling you, okay, what's going on with them and how that made them feel and exactly what emotional buttons and triggers were pushed, instead of them opening up and just being really honest with you, they've decided to just pull away, okay? Because it's also, they're coming up as a really avoidant personality type, okay? Someone who maybe avoids altercation, someone who likes to avoid conflict, or someone who likes to avoid talking about their feelings, because essentially it would mean having to open up some old flesh wounds that may not have healed. And instead of dealing and confronting with the issues at hand, your person decides to take another way out, sort of like the cowardly way out. So I feel like something that was said here, some sort of conversation that you've had between the two of you, or they were a part of here, you were a part of, it feels like it surfaced some emotional triggers or traumas here. on their part. With Justice card, I do feel like you will hear from your person in the future. I do feel like they might potentially come back and resurface, but here's the thing, it's going to be on their terms, okay? I do feel like they might possibly come back with an apology, or at the very least giving you a little bit of insight, even if they don't necessarily end up fully explaining themselves as to what happened due to this, you know, ghosting episode and this sudden departure. I do feel like they'll try and make things right with you. I see them apologizing to you, even if it's not necessarily the apology that you deserve or that you expect. I do feel like it's something along those lines, or I see them somewhat giving you an insight or an explanation as to what happened here. Be careful, because I do feel like your person is prone to this type of a behavior. So if they've done it once, it's likely they'll do it again, or if they've done it in the past, it's likely that, you know, their future behavior will enable them to do it again here. So the present behavior will enable them to do it again in the future here. They are coming across as a bit emotionally infantile or juvenile. I don't know that this is someone who is able to talk about their emotions and who's able to emotionally express him or herself. I feel like this person doesn't deal with their emotions very well. I'm also picking up a very restless energy. So for instance, maybe some of you wanted commitment from out of this connection, you wanted stability, you wanted security. I feel like this person was aware on some level that they couldn't give you that, and it's like they choked. It's like they choked, and instead of telling you that they don't think they could meet your expectations, they decided to flee the scene here. But I feel like once some time has passed, and it may be days, it may be weeks, it may be months for some of you, you will hear from this person. The funny thing is, I don't know if by then you'll be interested in wanting to pursue anything with them, or I don't know if by then you would have changed your mind about this person, or just about the overall situation here. There is an attraction and there is a connection that you share, but to me it just feels like your person here is, your person has this comfort zone, okay, which doesn't feel very comfortable, but it feels like they don't want to step outside this comfort zone, because stepping outside the comfort zone would mean that it's unfamiliar territory, okay, it's change, and it's not something that they're familiar with. And I feel like your person is allowing him or herself to be dictated by their insecurities, by their anxieties here, by something that's holding them, that's keeping them immobilized. Also, I don't think your person has their mind fully made up about you, or I feel like there's something here that they feel is missing, okay? Either they feel like the connection's not all there, that you guys aren't fully compatible, or they just can't put their finger on it, okay? So if you are having problems with someone who is, not able to commit, they're not 100% sure. Not only do they have fears or anxieties or insecurities about, commitment, but I also feel like your person is not ready for it. They're not emotionally available, but they also question, okay? Question or have some doubts or reservations about this connection. Okay guys, and these are your messages. Thanks as always for watching and listening. Please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Bye for now.